Hello! There are two ways to express an action in English. The active voice, when the person or the thing performs an action. For example, I drank 2 cups of coffee, or the boss invited her to the party. And the passive voice, when we want to focus attention on the person or the thing affected by the action. For example, 2 cups of coffee were drunk by me. She was invited to the party by the boss. An active sentence like I drank 2 cups of coffee has the subject first, then the verb, and finally the object. So in this example, the subject is I, the verb is drank, and the object is 2 cups of coffee. But we don't always need to make sentences this way. We might want to put the object first, or perhaps we don't want to say who did something. In this case, we can use the passive. For example, 2 cups of coffee were drunk. We can add by me if we want, but it isn't necessary. We make the passive with the verb to be plus past participle. The verb to be is changed according to the tense we use. Past participle is the third form of irregular verbs. For example, drink, drunk, drive, driven. And for regular verbs, we make the past participle by adding ed to the infinitive. So play becomes played. So, if the sentence in the active voice is in the present simple, we will have the verb to be in the present simple. Am, is, or are. I make a cake. A cake is made by me. If it is in the past simple, it will be was or were. I made a cake. A cake was made by me. If it is in the present perfect, the verb to be has 2 forms, have been or has been. So the active voice in the sentence I have made a cake changes into the passive a cake has been made by me, and so on. You can find all the forms of the verb to be in the passive in the table below the video. We use the passive first when we want to change the focus of the sentence. For example, the Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. We are more interested in the painting than the artist in the sentence. This is why we use the passive. Second, when it is obvious or not important or unknown who or what causes the action. For example, he was arrested. It is obvious that the police arrested him, so there is no need to say this in a sentence. My bike has been stolen. We don't know who did it. The road is being repaired. It is not important who is performing an action. The focus is on the road. And third, when we want to sound more formal, we also can use the passive. For example, the article will be finished next month, or the president was asked to resign. In this case, we can avoid using someone, people, or they in a sentence. We just put the object into the first place and use the passive voice. And one more thing. We use by plus an agent when it is important to say who or what performed an action. For example, the radio was invented by Marconi. She was invited to the party by her boss. And we use with to talk about an instrument which is used to do something. For example, the picture is drawn with a pencil, or I was hit with an umbrella. We also can use with to talk about materials or ingredients. For example, the room was filled with smoke, or Irish coffee is made with whiskey.